This week, we will begin a 4-week module called Ethics and the End of Life. We will be focused on the challenges of terminal illness, that is, an illness that is incurable or irreversible and will result in death. Of course, we've already considered some of this in the film Wit, and you may think of the next 4 weeks as an extended reflection on the issues raised in that film. Issues for healthcare professionals, for patients, and for their families and friends. Your work will begin with a careful look at an essay called Letting Go by Atul Gawande. Gawande is a surgeon at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, and a professor in the Department of Health Policy and Management at Harvard Medical School. He worked on healthcare reform under President Clinton and was a member of President-elect Joe Biden's COVID-19 Advisory Board. Later, under President Biden, he was an assistant administrator in the U.S. Agency for International Development for the Bureau of Global Health. He has published a number of critically acclaimed and widely read books and articles reflecting on his experience and research. Indeed, some of you have already read his book, Complications, reflecting on the training and challenges faced in the practice of surgery. Letting Go is focused on the challenges of recognizing when a life-threatening illness is actually terminal, and when a patient's prognosis is dire, when they aren't expected to live very long. How can physicians facilitate good conversations with them? Conversations aimed at arriving at the best possible treatment options. When is it time to let go? That is, to forego aggressive and potentially life-extending treatments and seek instead treatment that will simply give patients the best possible quality of life in the time they have remaining to them. After you've carefully read the essay, you will have a 10-question quiz aimed at measuring and increasing your understanding of basic content from the essay. You will then watch a documentary called Being Mortal, written by Gawande and produced for the Public Broadcasting System's series called Firing Line. That documentary focuses on several physicians who work hard to have good conversations with patients facing terminal illness. You should also pay particular attention to Gawande's conversation in the documentary with the husband of a patient he talks a lot about in the original article, one who he thinks was served poorly by her care team, including Gawande himself. For your discussion board activity this week, you'll be asked to think about what gets in the way of a good conversation about end-of-life care and describe what you think the features of a good conversation are. Next week, for your reflective essay, we will take advantage of AI to give you the opportunity to play the role of a physician having a conversation with a patient you have just learned has a terminal illness about what care is appropriate in their situation. The second week of this module will be focused on ethics and the principles that can be used to help us better understand and make good choices in the face of the challenges of terminal illness. The third week, you will have a series of video presentations that I have prepared about the particular challenges faced in providing end-of-life care, and your discussion board will give you the opportunity for some initial reflections on some difficult cases involving decisions about end-of-life care. The week after, your reflective essay will give you the opportunity to think deeply about one particular case. The fourth week, you will have readings and videos that look at the impact that patients' religious beliefs have on their experience of terminal illness and their choices about end-of-life care. This will be, I hope, a very interesting module for you, and certainly one that invites you to think about some very difficult matters.